It's Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio. And if not for the Patriots winning a Super Bowl, the most memorable moment of was it last year's playoffs or 2 years ago? It was 2 years ago's playoffs. We're getting old with Stefon Diggs and the Minnesota Miracle. Of course, this year they lost to the San Francisco 49ers in the divisional round of the playoffs. And Stefon joins us here on Fox Sports Radio. If you were to categorize or characterize your year personally this season, how would you do so?
How would I say it? I would say, I did my job. I did what I was supposed to do. I did what was asked of me, at least. We were more run first team, so just did my job, did what I could, to make everything shake.
That doesn't sound like I feel like I had a great year, right?
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot left out of there. I could have did a lot more, but that just wasn't that wasn't really our scheme or where we were going. So more so just kind of doing what I can.
Okay, so why? I've always, and I think everybody's always respected your talent as one of the elite wide receivers. Yeah. Obviously, Adam wasn't healthy the whole year, so that you got two guys. When you go to the bathroom, you got two guys on you, right? Yeah. But that was the plan even when Adam was healthy. Yeah. Why do you believe that was?
Just because I feel like it was just a scheme. We installed a new scheme as far as not only being run first, but definitely being run first. And
run
we wanted
first,
to establish
run second,
the run.
Run third.
Yeah. We want to establish the run and be kind of play it off that play action and play to Kirk's strengths and kind of keep us in a bubble towards trying to do everything we can to win. Yep. So for me, starving those personal goals and kind of getting geared up for the more team goals over everything.
It did change, obviously, when Kirk kind of apologized and the coaching staff and Adam said something about it. And it felt like there was an evolution for a while. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. More than likely.
Is that the plan going forward?
We'll see. It's just kind of hard to gauge it because, each and every game can be different, and we didn't have all our weapons majority of the season.
Right.
One guy was hurt or something was going on here, and kind of for us, our first time was in the Saints game and get the ball rolling, and they couldn't stop the run. They were going too high a lot of the time, and they couldn't stop the run. So in a situation like that, we're going to run the ball until we can.
You won some big games. Obviously, the Minnesota Miracle is the biggest one or the most surprising one. What was it like, though? Your home stadium as well as New Orleans, those are two of the best.
Yeah.
The silence, I can't imagine the silence of that place when you won.
You could hear a pin drop. It was crazy just because, everybody counted us out. Nobody thought we could win, underdogs, all this hoopla, about the hoopla, what they say about Kirk and can't win. And but we came in with a mindset that we're going to be underdogs, we're going to embrace the underdog, and we're going to show them that we came to play football at the end of the day. And with that mindset, Kirk came out and played a hell of a game. People ignore the fact that when he plays a hell of a game, give him his credit.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Did Kyle push off? Is that pass interference?
It's so, me, I'm a receiver. I would never say that.
Yes.
Those are curse words, basically, in front of little kids. So basically.
OPI is a 3-letter, 4-letter word?
It's a curse word. So for me, I'm going to say no. It's just some good hand play. I feel like the Saints are in a real rough situation as far as with calls, just because the previous year, that was a flag. I'm just flat out call it what it is against Los Angeles.
Yes.
But it just seemed like their games come down to a couple calls and they don't go their way or they do go their way. It's just kind of hard to say.
It's crazy.
Tough spot.
My thing is on the pass interference review is that usually the way it works views to us as the layman watching at home is those guys are making contact. They're taught, right, when that ball is in the air or when they can't make contact, and then the offense is having to break contact. Yeah. And when the defense comes back in and makes contact again, defense gets called for it. But sometimes the offense pushing up, but sometimes you're pushing off because the defense is making contact,
exactly.
Right?
So it's so tough. It's a tough spot to be in from an offensive player and a defensive player. Because for us now, when they, even with the install rule, as far as the replay, as far as replaying plays and touchdowns, 9 times out of 10 this year, when they replay the play, they didn't overturn it. I don't care how you dress it up. I feel like
it was more than 9 times. I think it was only overturned twice the entire season.
They were living with the call,
right?
Just because they made it on the field. And I'm sorry, but nobody wants to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at something in real life, it looks a lot different when you replay it. So for me, it was installed for that. You know what I'm saying? How it's being used is not up to me. But I feel like a lot of the calls were just you should have just left it how it was.
How would you do in the Chiefs scheme with the Chiefs quarterback?
I don't know. That'd be interesting to see, just because their quarterbacks run around a lot. He has a hell of an arm. It's a way different scheme. As far as like everybody has a different situation, and those guys are really in an interesting situation. Pass first offense. Andy Reid, he's been around the league for a long time, and he keeps it fun. He keeps all the bells and whistles coming in front of you, and he got Tyreek Hill running for 70 yards. You just never know what you're going to get. And they have a lot of guys. The people that sleep on, I feel like he's a hell of a receiver. He had some good games as of late, and I just think he's great. Sammy Watkins.
Yeah.
People sleep on Sammy Watkins. You forget he's a first-round draft pick. He's had 1,000-yard seasons. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's a hell of a player, and he still is that guy.
Yeah. Nobody mentions him. They'll go like Travis Kelce, and then they get a bunch, and they get the track guys. Like, dude, Sammy Watkins.
Then the track meet out there. It's just, I feel like it's a lot of guys that don't get a lot of credit, especially on that team. Just some guys, they play some hell of a ball.
What makes San Francisco's defense so good?
Those front four, front seven, those guys that you got to block.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get home.
Yeah.
And then their defensive coordinator is drawing up plays that they're Buckner and their linebackers, who I feel like are underrated. They fly around and make a lot of plays. Quan Alexander, they make a lot of plays and I feel like they don't get enough credit, but their front four is crazy. Somebody's making it to the quarterback. I don't care how you dress it up.
How good is Richard Sherman at this point in his career?
He's still an elite player. You can't ignore two things you can't ignore. Numbers don't lie. He's still grabbing picks. You know what I'm saying? He has the picks to prove it that he is active and around the ball and catching it. And he's perfected the scheme he's been in for the longest. This is the same defense as Seattle. For me, I would say butt to the sideline was to his strength. And that's how he's just mastered at his craft. He's playing at a high level at an older age. And if you see guys playing at a high level in year, 9? Yeah. It's not usually like that.
Off an Achilles tendon.
It's not usually like that. So you obviously have to give him the respect he's earned. You know what I'm saying? And give him that. He's playing he's one of the best in the game.
Who's the guy this year that you were really that you gained respect for? A guy who covered you an entire game. You're like, man, that cat's pretty good.
The entire game.
Or parts of a game. It doesn't have to be the entire game, right? Could be only when you roll to his side.
Yeah. I'm thinking of name some guys that we played this year. I always have respect for Darius Slay. This is a guy that I see two times a year, and he follows me everywhere. No matter in the slot, outside, inside, backfield. I don't care how you dress it up. He's a guy that always has had my respect, and even more so now just because he plays at a high level. And I try to play at a high level as well, and it's an ongoing battle every time I see him. I love going against him. So,
is he a talker?
Not really. We'll have a little bit of conversation, but not too much trash talk. It's just more so like when like how I am. Line it up. We're going to figure it out right now. Line it up.
You're here with Genesis. What are you doing with Genesis?
Well, this evening I'll be unveiling their new car, the new SUV.
Yeah. Wait, they got a Genesis SUV now?
Yeah, sir. You need to make some phone calls. Might get you one. But I'm been riding around in the G90 right now, getting chauffeured. So I feel kind of important.
Yeah. So do you like that? Like, do you like driving yourself?
Not even driving myself. I'll be in the passenger seat if anything.
Okay, but if you had a choice, would you drive or would you be driven?
Drive. Because I can control how fast I get to my destination.
Right.
And then.
Okay, so now you have the choice with the Genesis, the sedan, the G90, which is like basically like a limo, or the SUV, which you prefer.
I got to pick the SUV just because Minnesota's pretty cold.
Yes.
I'm gonna be out there. It's gonna be rough without it.
Yeah, heated seats and all that stuff.
Luxury. Yes. The big thing is young luxury.
Yes, I would agree. Okay, so you're rolling. Somebody rolls in your car. What are the rules for what they cannot do?
Do not touch my radio.
Ever.
Do not touch my AC. Limited talking.
Limited talking.
Yeah, I'm like kind of like, you ever seen the movie Love and Basketball?
Yes.
After the game, he likes to ride back home in silence.
Yes.
I love to ride back in silence.
Okay.
Not a lot of talking. Let's just enjoy the.
So if there's a guy that's like, man, Stefon, we used to hang. I used to roll with you. Like, why can't? It's because they talk too much.
Let's just talk later.
Yeah. Text me and I'll get back to you when I get back.
That's that chauffeur talk.
Yes. That's Stefon Diggs of the Minnesota Vikings. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Hey, what up? Doug Gottlieb here. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Fox Sports Radio. You can catch my show, all the shows on Fox Sports Radio, unique interviews, strong takes, just interesting discussion on the sports topic of the day, of the week, of the month. It's all encompassing. It's everything you need right here on YouTube. Subscribe.